bullet fire is a body that must be carried off the ground before talking about victory or defeat.
Some call them medics, some call them sanitäter or brancardiers, but in any language they are the ones who run towards those who have fallen.
Their post wasn't miles behind the lines. It was only tens of meters back from the trench, close enough to clearly hear every...
On paper, their mission sounds simple. Stop bleeding, maintain airway, treat shock. In reality,
If you're looking for a hero's story, you won't find it here. Here, there are only people doing a job.
the first thing they were taught wasn't how to use a needle or a bandage, but how to stay calm when the whole world around them was losing it. This is all they carried. A few rolls of bandages, a few doses of painkiller, some tourniquets and scissors.
They were not allowed to stand up in the line of fire. A medic falling is another wounded person on a stretcher.
No ceramic armor, no modern bulletproof helmet, no night vision goggles. Just a small armband and a heavier than usual bag. In theory, they divided the wounded into 3 columns. Immediate, delayed,
There are cases where they only how to line in.
The first moment is always the same. A body crumpling, then the urgent shouts of the whole squad. Medic! No one taught them how to stop being afraid. They were only taught, when you hear that sound, stand up and run against everyone else. From their perspective, the battle was just a solid gray. No map on the screen, just a single dot, where someone was lying motionless.
The first action of first aid isn't bandaging. It's pulling a body as heavy as lead out of the line of fire, when you yourself are still in it. Their heart beats as fast as the person lying under their hands. This isn't a bright white hospital with neat rows of beds. This is a bunker, a corner of a ruined factory, or a hastily built shack.
The frontline emergency room is no larger than a bunker. The light is only enough to see the bandages. Their hands never rest. Wrapping bandages, cutting bandages, hanging IV bags, jotting down quick numbers on a piece of paper.
The gasping breath in that corner. The prolonged wheezing cough in the next row. The nearly inaudible whisper calling for mother.
No time to look away every time they saw blood. Each tight turn of the bandage meant a little less bleeding, and a few more minutes for a body trying not to fade away.
If you stop too long at one bed, it means leaving 3 other beds empty.
When both bandages and time are insufficient, they are forced to look back and forth between 2 faces and make a cold.
Before hospitals, there were 2 wooden bars and a piece of cloth.
On paper, the Red Cross means neutrality. On the front lines, it's just a piece of fabric easily stained with mud, and sometimes it can't stop any shrapnel.
The journey out of the war is not a jump. It goes through the trench, through the shaking vehicle, then to a row of temporary canvas tents. Even inside the ambulance, they haven't truly left the war. Every distant explosion could just be an echo from elsewhere.
There were some people they only met for a few minutes. A young face, a pair of eyes trying to stay open until the very last second. Not everyone they touched survived. There were cases where bandages were wrapped, medicine injected, but... Occasionally, when the station door closed for a few brief minutes, they allowed themselves to sit down. And
That question rarely gets fully answered, because before they can finish thinking, someone calls their name again, and a new case comes through the door.
Night in the aid station is not quiet because the pain has vanished. It's quiet because those who remain are too tired to cry out anymore.
Suicides. In history books, we often remember the names of great battles. Stalingrad, Kursk, Normandy, Berlin.
Many years Ivers could still recount every detail of the battle. They are not credited for how many enemies they defeated.
Their job was to try.
War has very grand monuments for those armies and victories.
Every time you hear about World War II, about the campaigns and victories, remember one more profession that doesn't appear much in textbooks.